Hi, it's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style, coming to answer your colour and style questions. The first one today comes from Kate, who says, I love all colours, but having too many clothes in my closet is overwhelming. And then I don't even go in. How do I create outfit formulas using colour palettes? So really, we don't want to wear every single colour under the sun because that actually makes it really hard to either, kind of create outfits because we have too many. Too much choice is actually a bad thing. Our brains can't really cope with too much choice. So sometimes limiting ourselves to a slightly smaller colour palette makes life easier. Learning which colours go together does make putting colours together much easier. So if we think about colour properties, there are 3 colour properties. We have what we call the intensity. So that's how bright the colours are down to how greyed down they are. So each of these is a scale. It's not just one end or the other. It's a scale with lots in between. So we have that intensity factor, so how bright that colour is. Then we have what we call the value of the colour. So that's how light or dark the colour is. So I can make a light blue by adding white. I can make a dark blue by adding black. I can do that to many colours. Even if we think about colour like red, pink is just light red. It's red with white added to it. Burgundy or maroon is red with black added to it. We've just given them other names rather than calling them all light and dark red. There are some colours like yellow. We can't really make too dark. They go very muddy very quickly. But we can think about, light and dark versions of different colours. Now, what suits you as far as light and dark goes comes down to your hair colour. So lighter hair colour means overall lighter colours, darker hair colour means overall darker colours. That is the one simplest thing you can think about when you are choosing clothes when you are going shopping. That if you look at your hair colour, if you choose clothes that have a similar value to your hair, they will always work much better for you than if you go completely differently. So that's value. And then we have our last property of colour, which is undertone, which is how warm or cool the colour is. And this is adding, blue-based colours are cooler and yellow-based colours are warmer. So we're deciding about, are they warm or cool colours, light or dark, bright or muted? Now, light and dark can kind of work with every other category, but the intensity of colour really matters. You don't want to mix bright colours with muted colours. They just don't work together. So we want to think about having similar intensity colours. They will work together easily. And then the same undertone of colour also works together. So we want to think about intensity and undertone. When they are similar, you will find the colours work together really easily. And this is why a colour palette is really great, because what has been selected in that colour palette are colours that have the same intensity, the same undertone, and a related value to you. So when we're thinking about mixing colours, start there. Now, the easiest way might be looking in your wardrobe at what you already own, seeing if you have any particular neutrals, or if you have lots of bright colours, or if you have lots of muted colours, or you have something in between, that those are the clothes that may work together more easily. So have a look at those colours. Now, lots of colours work together, and this is where the colour wheel is a great guide, and you can go online and use interactive colour wheels to find these things for you. Just look up something like interactive colour wheel or colour picker, things like that, and you'll be able to find one. And on colour wheels, we have what we call colour relationships. So these are monochromatic colours. So monochromatic just means mono meaning one and chroma meaning colour. So it means outfits in one colour. So shades of pink or shades of blue or shades of green. It actually doesn't mean black or white. That is achromatic, which is black, white and grey. So we can have monochromatic colours. We can have analogous colours. So these are colours that go around the colour wheel. They harmonise really well together, and it's a not too poppy look. So if you have a lower colour contrast, or you just don't want to wear a lot of different colours at the same time, analogous colours can be great to wear together. This is why blue and green should be seen. It's just that the blue and green need to be the same undertone to work together. And then we have our things like our triad. So this is an equidistant triangle. So blue and yellow and red are a triad. And often picking 2 of those 3 colours in a triad works really well together. So blue and red with white, for an example, or purple and green with, maybe a brown or something. Like, you know, there's lots of different ways we can combine those colours together. And then there's things like complementary colours, which are directly opposite each other on the colour wheel, or even split complementaries, which are just slightly off the complementary. So these are all ways of putting colours together. So getting a colour wheel, finding out which colours work well together, and then you can have a play. And there's also tetrads, there's all sorts of other combinations as well, but they are starting points. Another way you could decide on a capsule formula for a colour palette is actually having a scarf or a pattern garment, and then just picking out other garments in your wardrobe that have those same colours in them and then wearing them in combination. And especially when you're wearing them with that scarf, what that does is tie those colours together very easily. So there are lots of different ways about, you know, choosing different colour palettes. I mean, ideally, when you have a colour palette, and this is what one of my 7-steppers said recently when we were doing our live Q&As, is that she said, I just find it so easy now to put outfits together because all my colours in my wardrobe go together. So it's become really easily. I don't have to try and, you know, throw myself through some complicated hoops. Now it has become easy because those colours go together naturally, and that's what her wardrobe is reflecting. And that is the value of having that colour palette. Plus those colours make you look great as well. So this is where too much choice can actually be overwhelming. So just thinking about what are the color properties, actually maybe it's going through your wardrobe and putting colors with similar color properties together. And then you'll be able to start to like create outfits from there, rather than when you've got everything in higgledy-piggledy, you'll find it's very, very difficult to create outfits, you know, when it's not working together. So that's just a starting point on thinking about creating a, you know, color formula for your own color palette. But of course, everything wants to relate back to you. The whole thing I do and the whole, you know, everything I talk about is how we are looking for the harmony within you and expressing that through your clothes. And so this is your personality, this is your coloring, this is your value, this is your body, everything about you. When we are in harmony with that, it is like listening to a beautiful piece of music. And so this is why when you're looking in the mirror and you're deciding about how do I put a formula together, well, look in the mirror, look at what you're seeing and see if you can repeat that with your outfits. So hopefully that's given you a few tips to start thinking about your wardrobe and fixing it.